Okay, so we're going to be working on this Ingersoll Rand air compressor. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I just got done rolling this over here. I put some lawnmower tires on it because that's the only tires I had that would fit. The tires that were on it are obviously no good. So until I can justify buying a set of tires for it, she got some nice Husky Varna lawnmower tires on it. So there's a lot of work to get that over here. What we're gonna do, well, let me give you a backstory. I bought this at an auction. You guys probably seen a couple videos ago. Bought this at an auction. It has obviously been sitting a long time. The on-off switch does not move. So she's been a day or two in the weeds. There's moss growing on it. You know, all that good stuff. The valves up here, one valve, I thought one valve, that valve turns. The other valve doesn't. Got a good gas strut though. Missing a gas strut. But I took this cover off looking in it to see if maybe it had blew a rod or something. I didn't see nothing like that. So we're gonna crack into it and see why it sat as long as it did. Maybe it just sat because it didn't get used. You know how some older guys are. I just let her sit in the weed before I sell it. So hopefully that's the case with this. I mean, if the engine's good, the engine's good. Maybe something's wrong with the compressor, or maybe something's wrong with the engine. Who knows? So to make life easy on me, instead of working under these hoods, we're going to take these bolts out and take the whole top off this puppy, because that looks like the easiest and the right thing to do. Could take the doors off separate from the top, but I think we're going to manhandle it all off as one. So let me get the proper tools to get these bolts out, the bolts out of the gas struts, and we'll see if we can get a hernia. Okay, the bolts are out. As you can see, I had to trim a couple. I had to do 3. The nuts on the bottom are rusted out, and then I got the shocks disconnected. So I'll set you guys up. You can watch me get a hernia. If I can find a spot to sit you down, here's a good spot. Okay, that wasn't bad at all. It had a clamp on the front for the no longer attached air intake tube that gave me a little battle, but it's off, so now we can clean up a little bit, get a shop vac or something, start cleaning it up so we can see what we're dealing with. A lot of wasps nest. A lot of wasp nests. One thing I do need to do is, I don't know how much fuel's in it, but the diesel in it smells like fuel oil, so she's no good. It would probably maybe run on it and smoke like crazy, but I'm not gonna put her through that, so it's gonna have to run on a little bit of it, just because whatever's in the fuel system already, it'll have to run on. There's a shutoff valve here that was poorly installed, because as you can see, it gets in the way of the door. But I think what we're going to do, we'll clean it up like I said, get some of the schmutz out of it. Oh, I got to find my wrench too. I dropped my wrench down in there, down into the belly. Oh, there it is. Oh, right there. Found it. So we'll get something around to start cleaning it out and finding where. Just looking here. Okay, we got 2 air intakes. I wonder if this had to loop back around, I think. Who knows? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, but let's clean her out first. With all the Stuart Little nests removed out of the way, the next thing to do is I want to try to start it, so we need a way to shut it on and off. So I got to get this switch off, and I've already been monkeying with it, and I can't get that nut off. So I got my little Dremel tool. We're going to cut that guy off, get him off. I got a switch here that should work. Just a toggle switch. We'll put in there, and once we get that in, we will put a new battery in. I have a pretty much brand new Interstate that I bought when I had that F350 and I never used. We're going to slap that in there, and we're going to see if it'll at least turn over, and if not, fire up. If it fires up and act like it's going to run, we'll take the tank off, dump all the garbage out of it out, and I'll put a few gallons of good diesel fuel in it and see if this puppy will stay running, if it'll build air, all that good stuff. So yeah, let's get that switch out of there. Okay, so I got a new switch in there. I found the same style switch that come out of it. The switch I had was a little too small, so I found that one, put in there. Got my Interstate in there, got her hooked up. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm a little excited, a little nervous. So the way I want this switch is out to be on. Hey, we got lights. Out to be on and in to be off. So we got lights. Let's push the magic button. Hey, she kind of turns over and wants to run. That's exciting. The exhaust is underneath of this thing, so that's the muffler, and I wonder where the smoke's coming from, if it's got a bad gasket or what. This is exciting. What do we got here? I don't know, everything looks like I think it should. Let's try it again, see what happens. I realize it probably, if it does start, it's going to run like crap. It's definitely coughing over here and shooting exhaust out. What is the issue there? I'm gonna sit right here and see if I can reach the button. Ew, barely. Oh yeah, we got a bad exhaust gasket right there. So I ain't too worried about that. Ain't too worried about that at this current time. Nice. Well, as promised, we will work on the fuel system now. So probably ought to take this line loose here so I can drape that out and drain it into a 5-gallon bucket. So let's do that. Well, I just took that rubber line off. It was long enough to reach the bucket, and that diesel fuel is nasty. So when that gets drained out, we'll take the tank off. I'll put some fresh fuel in it, a little bit of fresh fuel, and slosh it around, get that cleaned out. It looks like it's gonna take a cartridge filter. I could probably take that filter off and clean it out maybe a little bit to try it, and then we'll get a new filter for it. So let's see what I need to do to get this filter out. Okay, got the tank drained, put a couple gallon of fuel in it, well, about a gallon, swashed it around, cleaned it, another gallon, swashed it around, cleaned it. The filter is a cleanable filter. It's a reusable filter. So took that off, cleaned it. Let's open the valve. Let fuel, I'm sure there'll be some nasty fuel in the fuel line, but oh well, it should run on it. Got the cover on it, so that way it can cool. I'm gonna open the valve. Ooh, I'll get that off of there. But I'm gonna set you guys up and we'll try to run it.